At this time, I invite Greg Hummel to come forward for our mission moment to share with us as we'll have the first of three of these in the next few weeks for our stewardship time. So come forward.
Good morning. Paul writes in Romans 12, "Do not be conformed to this age, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." Our stewardship theme this year asks us to consider what it means to live wisely in an unwise world. For many at Emmanuel, one of the most powerful ways God shapes our wisdom is through music. As Pastor Sloss reminds us in the Music Outreach Endowment brochure, the one who sings prays twice. Music deepens our prayer. It shapes our memory of God's promises, and it is often becomes the way grace and joy break into our lives. I want to share briefly what that has meant in my own journey. When I reflect on our more than 53 years at Emmanuel, worship and music has been at its very core. As I put it in the Music Outreach Endowment brochure, Emmanuel is a sacred space where hymns resound and liturgy sparkles. Singing reminds us that we are not alone, that Christ walks with us, and that wisdom sometimes comes not through argument, but through melody. Here at Emmanuel, our four pillars capture this truth beautifully. Worship God, seek justice, build community, and welcome all. Each of these pillars comes alive in our music ministry. We worship God when organ scholars and choirs fill this space with sacred sound. We seek justice when we create opportunities for young musicians that the wider academy has abandoned. Remember, Emmanuel's organ scholar program was born after Northwestern closed its PhD in sacred music, the first such program in the country, way back in 1859. We build community through concerts that gather neighbors and strangers, whether at Carols and Cocoa that Terry Chimchak and Laura and Ann led last December, or the French music concert Jimmy organized and brilliantly accompanied last May. We welcome all when we open our doors to Chicagoland and say, "Come listen, sing, and rejoice." For over 23 years, Emmanuel's Organ Scholar program has raised up 28 young musicians. Many now lead major music ministries across the country. This fall, scholars number 27 and 28 will bless us in concert at 3 p.m. on Saturday, October 18th, and also November 15th. On December 14th, we will gather again for Carols and Cocoa. And then, on Saturday, April 25th, 2026, we host Vincent Dubois, one of the three organists of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. He is known throughout the world, and we will be inviting all 28 of our past scholars, and the two new ones we'll choose on February 28th, 2026, to join us for that extraordinary day. This is not just a concert calendar, it's a ministry. It is a part of how Emmanuel lives wisely in an unwise world. In a culture that often devalues beauty, we dare to say that beauty is essential. In a time when higher education retreats from sacred music, we invest in it. In a moment when people feel isolated, we gather together in community song. And there is more good news. Emmanuel's ministry is inspiring generosity. Our lead donor has pledged $55,000 for 2025 to strengthen this music outreach. His third gift with more to come, particularly because of his family's connection with Vincent Dubois, all made possible by the unstinting efforts of Mark and Christine Kramer. That is a sign that people inside and outside of our congregation see the value of what we are doing. They see wisdom at work. But stewardship is not just large gifts. It's about all of us. Each pledge card, each offering, each voice singing in this vibrant nave is part of the same chorus. Together we make it possible for Emmanuel not only to sustain our organ scholar program and concerts, but to live out our four pillars in worship, justice, community, and welcome. So today, I invite you to think of stewardship as a kind of music. Some notes are loud, some soft, some gifts are great, some small. But when joined together, they form a harmony that is richer than any solo voice. Friends, to live wisely in an unwise world is to give ourselves to the things that endure. Worship that lifts us to God, justice that gives opportunity, community that binds us together, and welcome that reflects God's love. May our gifts this year reflect that wisdom. May they make it possible for Emmanuel to keep singing, teaching, and rejoicing in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.